Hey guys, Crystal coming on. Um, you guys saw this today during the past Halloween collab, and I had a few people ask if I had a tutorial. I did not, but I said I was willing to do one, and since I'm in the mood, I'm gonna go ahead and do it now because the mood to craft comes and goes. It is fleeting. So, oh, let me tell you this. I'm going to show you guys how to make this top box, the smallest one. And I've got all the measurements right here. You can take a screenshot of it or whatever you need to do, write them down. These are the measurements for all three of these boxes and the drawers. So take a look at that while I set this over here. And then we'll get started. It's really super easy. Okay. First thing we're going to do is build the base. Oh, let me tell you this too. I decided instead of making the three large drawers, I'm going to start with the top drawer, which is the smallest, what I'm going to show you how to make. And then I've already made them. I made smaller boxes, so I'm making like a mini version of my project from today. So, but here are the measurements for the one that you saw from the collab. So I'm going to let you look at this. Take a screenshot of it if you need to. These are all the measurements. All right, so we're going to get busy. All right, what you're going to need is an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, whatever color you want to use, to wrap your chipboard. And this is just for the box base. Okay, you're going to need 2 pieces of chipboard that are 1 1/8 by 3 1/4. 1 piece for the spine that is 1 1/8 by 6 1/2, and 2 pieces that are 6 1/2 by 3 3/8. All right, so we're going to just go ahead and wrap this. I've already put tape on the back. So, and I cut me a 1-inch strip. It's just a guide for me because I like to get my chipboard straight. So what I do is I place it along the corner of my paper, get it lined up, and then just draw myself a line and do the same on the side. It just helps. All right, and then you're going to take one of your 6 1/2 by 3 3/8 inch pieces and remove the tape on the back. And guys, I just want you to know that usually I comment on everybody's comment that they leave me. You know what I'm saying? I reply to it. Well, when I'm doing a giveaway, I don't do that because I don't want to have so many comments to go through when it's time to write down who wants to be entered and who don't. So don't think I'm ignoring you guys. You know I love you. I did answer a couple of people if somebody had a question, and then I had a couple of people that actually subscribed to my channel today because of the collab. So I wanted to tell them hello and thank you and welcome and all that good stuff. So yeah, but don't think I'm ignoring you guys. It's just a matter of not wanting to have to go through so many comments when I go to do the drawing. Thank you guys for your sweet comments about my project. It was super fun. And this one's going to turn out super cute too, I think. Oops, I got that one a little crooked. Well, hopefully it'll work. Don't do what I did. Don't get it crooked. Has anybody else that is out there, have y'all suffered from depression? I mean, I am normally not the type of person to be depressed. I'm just not. I have really been struggling with it. I mean, really struggling with it. And y'all know how much I love to craft. And when I can't craft, when I'm not in the mood to craft, it is, I think that depresses me even more. But I was in the mood, so I figured, you know, if I'm ever going to do a tutorial, I better do it while I'm in the mood. Even though I don't have any idea what time it is. I know it's late. I cut some fabric with that while ago. Now I've got little bits of fabric all over it. All right, you laid your chipboard out. So now you're just going to bend your edges like you always do when you wrap chipboard. Do all the sides. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't get a liner piece. Doggone it. I'll get it in a second. Just miter your corners. Leave about 1/8 of an inch between the corner so that you'll have something to tuck. Dang, I need to clean my scissors. I cannot stand fuzz on my scissors. Did y'all check out the collab today? It was awesome. These ladies are talented. Okay, so let's go ahead and I've got some 1-inch tape here. I'm going to put some tape down. I'm just slinging stuff everywhere. Every time I go to do a tutorial, this is why I don't do tutorials. It grates my nerves. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm happy to do it for you. Don't get me wrong on that. It's a lot of preparation, a lot of prep, and it's just frustrating because, you know, if I were doing this and not filming, everything would be working right and going smooth. As soon as you turn that camera on, my goodness. See, now I've got little black fuzz on my my paper right there from the scissors. I don't have time to sit here and clean my scissors. All right, and tuck your corners in because you want a clean edge. And put down another piece of tape, 1 inch. Y'all are gonna freak out when you see this one. Which this is gonna be the base, the bottom drawer, as opposed to the top drawer on that one. It was the smallest drawer on the one y'all saw today, but it's gonna be the biggest drawer on the one I'm doing now, because I'm making a miniature version of what I created for the collaboration. But I figured I'd go ahead and do this and bring y'all along with me. I hope you like it, and I hope it's easy to follow. I'm not the best in the world at doing a tutorial, but I try. I can't believe that this weekend has flown by the way it has. I have not done anything this weekend, honestly. I mean, hardly anything. Like I told you, I've just been down, depressed. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of being depressed. I'm a child of the Most High God. I don't have to be depressed. That's the only thing really that brings me out of it, is studying the Word, listening to preaching, getting on fire for the Lord. You know, like today, I sat there and I bet you I went to bed 3 different times today. Just laid in the bed because I did not feel like doing anything. That's pitiful. It is absolutely pitiful. And then when I do finally decide I want to do something, it's like the wee hours in the morning. And it's probably because I work 3rd shift and I'm a night owl anyway. But, you know, come on. I have just wasted this day. But anyway, I was listening to Pastor Greg Locke. I don't know if you guys listen to him or not. That man, he gets me fired up. I know I'm shaking the camera. I'm sorry. But yeah, he's what brought me out of my funk today. Enough to get in here and do this. Anyhow, I'm here. All right. On these solid color boxes, I just, for my liner piece, I'll just cut a piece out of the same color paper. It really don't matter. It's the inside of the box. You really don't even have to have one. Nobody's going to see the inside of the box, but I like to finish it off the way it should be. All right, so now you need to crease your little areas where your cover is going to fold. Do that. Make sure they meet, and they do. Push them down, get them to where they meet, And then let me go ahead and figure out what I want to make. I'll make 7 1/4 by, I'd like to bring it in on this, 5 1/2. 7 1/4 by 5 1/2 liner. So bear with me for just a second and let me cut me a liner. I'm trying to remember which paper I used. My goodness. Now watch me get the wrong color. Nope, that's not it. Maybe this is it. Is that it? Close enough. 7 1/4. You know what? Just that fast, I forgot what I said. I know it was 7 1/4. What was this? 5 1/2. Sorry. Okay. And whenever you do a liner, don't do glue. Just trust me on it. You've got to cover these seams. These have to be covered completely. Otherwise, it's just not gonna do right. I hope my head's not in the shot, but if it is, oh well. All right. Try to cover as much as you can. And if I go over, you know, sometimes when you're doing it this way, see how I've got a little bit hanging over? I'll just flip that back with my finger here in a minute. So, no worries. Don't worry about it. Doggone it. See that gap? There should not be a gap. It's okay. It's going to be okay. And you can overlap this tape sometimes if you want to. It ain't gonna hurt nothing if you do. See how jacked up that is? That's not even close to being straight. If I were taking my time. I don't know why. Every time I do a tutorial, I feel like I just absolutely have to rush. And I know I really don't. I don't, because you guys could fast forward if you don't want to watch. That's the beauty of a fast forward button, isn't it? Okay. So, let me slow down, take my time, get this right. And the areas where I'm missing tape, there's not much, but there is some. I'm going to put glue just to make sure that I have good coverage. The main thing is just getting that middle part right here covered. You want to make sure that is good and covered. And then I've got a whole area right here that I missed. Goodness gracious. And then remember this, I'm going to just take my finger and put that back on itself just like that so it don't show. And then, oh, I hope I've been in frame. I don't know if I have or not. I'll try to just center it. It don't really matter. Like I said, this is the inside of the box. So it don't really matter, to tell you the truth. I'm sorry for shaking this camera, but the way it's attached to my desk, it just shakes. One day I'm going to have an actual desk that is not a folding table, that is stationary and will not budge when I go to work on it. All right. What I do next, while I'm working on my sides, and we're going to cover this chipboard right now with the same paper. But what I do is I take a rubber band and I just double it over and let that kind of sit for a few minutes while we work on the sides. All right, now you want to take your two pieces that are 1 1/8 by 3 1/4. These are our sides. And let me show you what we're going to do. I'm going to need my cutting mat for this part. Ugh. So let me show you. All right, you take a piece of the same colored paper, and I've already put tape on the back of this. Just make sure that the piece of paper that you're going to use, the scrap piece, is long enough to fold over on itself and cover this. It looks like it would be. Let me see. Stop that there. Yeah, it is. All right, so let me show you what we do. You've probably seen Posh Paper Lady do this. She taught me how to do this. I never knew how to do this before her. Just stick it randomly up against the end, but leave a little bit on each side. Then I'm going to bend it, turn it on itself, bend it back. All right, here's where the handy dandy finger blade comes in. I bought this after watching Posh Paper Lady. She makes it look so easy. Well, it's not that easy. It's taken me lots of time and lots of practice. And then flare out just a little bit. And then pull that away. And then do the other side. Butt your blade up against the chipboard. Let it run down to the corner. And then once you get to the corner, flare out just a tad. All right. And then get all this out of my way. It gets on my nerves. I'm going to take another piece of 1 inch double-sided tape. I mean, you could use glue on this part. Glue, to me, it's annoying because it bubbles, and I don't like that look. I just don't. Even if you use your bone folder and try to flatten it out, sometimes it doesn't. But like right here, I totally did not get any tape on the end, so I will put a little bit down there. And then you just fold this down on itself, just like that. This is the part that's going to show. It's going to be the front of the box. The sides and the rest of it's not going to show. And we're going to be gluing that. You'll see. Move that and that. I got glue on it. And this one. All right, this one is done and it is ready. So there's one. Now we need to do the other one. Grab another scrap piece. Remove your tape. Let's see here. I hope I'm in frame. I don't know. I don't even know. I may have to stand up and look here in a minute. And just plop it down. And then I'm going to go ahead and fold it over on itself. Then bring the finger blade in. Butt it up against the chipboard. Sometimes I actually get too close. And I end up cutting part of the chipboard with it. But that's okay. It still works. It'll work. And then down to the end and flare out. Just like that. Where's my cap? Put that on there because I've cut myself many, many times. Alright, one more piece of tape. I'm going to try to actually get this to the end this time so I don't have to glue. Yay, I did. Okay. And the reason we're doing it in this order, and I would recommend doing it in this order, is because we're going to be gluing our sides on. And while we make the box, the sides can be drying. Oh, doggone it. I done put the finger blade up. I got to cut it again. I forgot. Trim it again. Trim the excess away. This is the easy part. Now, I will say this. You'll see in a minute that I use some directional paper on the middle box. So if you're using directional paper, when you go to lay this side piece, be mindful of the way you lay it because of the way you want the direction of your pattern to go. But since this is just solid, it's no big deal. But anyway, okay, those are ready now. So we're fixing to put the sides on. Let me move all of this excess. Hold on. Glue. All right, get in there. Golly, that's already sticking. All right, This one, stick it to the side. All right. Put my mat up. All right. Now we're going to bring this back over. Get you some good glue. A glue that's going to dry clear. I'm going to use Reptile glue. All right. Then you want to take one of your sides and don't put any on the side that's covered. Only on the 3 raw sides. So just run you a bead of glue. You can be generous. You just don't want to put too much where it's running all down the sides. But even if you do, it's going to dry clear. But I've been really heavy-handed with this before. Don't mean to, but... Alright. Then, this is the part where you line up your side piece, making sure the front is toward the front. And come in about an 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. Stick it down, bring the back up, and then the top down. Alright. Press down for just a, press down for just a second. Look at that. I've got glue all over my fingers. It amazes me. Every time I watch Posh Paper Lady, she gets glue all over and she loves it. I can't stand it. It just, grosses me out. Okay, hold on. 1 second. All right, then you want to stand your box up and make sure that it's straight. That looks straight to me. Good enough anyway. So, hold that really tight for just a minute. And then, well, you know what? Instead of doing it that way, and you see here, can you see that there's like a little area right here that don't look like it has any glue? It does, but I'm still going to run a little bead of glue right down. In fact, I'm probably going to run a bead of glue. It's going to dry clear anyway. I just want to make sure that that seals. And, yeah, let that sit there for a minute. Let me wipe my fingers off. I can't take it. Ew. All right. Okay, we're at 22 minutes already. Oh my goodness. Well, it's going to go till it goes, I guess. I hope it don't cut off. If it does cut off on me, I don't know how to edit my videos, guys. So if it cuts off on me before I get done with this tutorial, there'll be a part 2. So one of these days, I'm going to learn how to edit my videos. But it's everything I can do just to craft right now. So editing my videos is low on the priority list. Anyhow, okay. Golly, I did it again. Glue all over my fingers. And the reason I don't want glue on my fingers is because I'm holding this thing and I don't want glue everywhere. All right, and on this side, do the same thing. Just squeeze it in there. That looks pretty good to me. It may not be perfectly straight, but try to get it as straight as you can. Don't fret about it. It's just paper. It'll work. It will work. Okay. Hold that tight and push down from the top because that needs to catch the back as well. See how I've got glue everywhere? I'm really, really not worrying about that at all. I'm not. All right. So now I'm going to take a rubber band and just do that. And set this to the side to dry. And now we're going to move on and we're going to create the drawer. So let me show you what we're going to do and what we're going to need. Moving along. All right, let me see if y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay, yeah. All right. You're going to need a 10 by 7 1/8 inch piece of paper. Whatever color you want to make your drawer. I'm doing it the same color, but you could, you know, do it pattern paper, however you want to do it. And then you're going to need a strip for your handle that's 1/2 inch by 5. And then on your strip, come in and score at 1/2 inch on each end. So I'm going to do 1/2 inch And then I'm going to flip it in the scoreboard, and I'm going to score it 1/2 inch again. And then bend one side up, just like this. And then from that bend, take your bone folder and curve it, just like that. And then you'll have this end and pull it up as well. So that's going to be our handle when we get ready to do it. And you can just, you know, move it around and it'll form. Okay, so there's our handle. On the piece of paper for your drawer, you're going to score at 1 and 2 on all 4 sides. So let me do that real quick. 1 and 2. Hopefully this all works out. When I get done, it's going to work. I hope. It took me a while to figure out the measurements. It took me probably a good hour today just to figure out the measurements to do the miniature version of this. All right, and this, oh dang it, I didn't put my tape on the back of these. Doggone it. All right. Oh, well, I don't need tape on the back of these. This is for the box. This is reinforcement for the box, guys. You don't have to do this step because we put a fold over right here. So that will strengthen your box enough, you know. But ever since Posh Paper Lady taught me how to reinforce my boxes with chipboard, I do it because it just makes a very sturdy box, and I like that. So you're going to need 2 pieces that are 5 7/8 by 7/8, and you're going to need 2 pieces that are 7/8 by 3. All right, now on this end, you're going to see 4 little boxes. Come to the very center score line right here. Cut straight up to that second score line. Then come in and miter. And then miter the other side. And then you're going to take these 2 off. I try to cut the score line away completely. Then you're going to be left with this. Well, now you want to cut this little tab off here, and you'll be left with a tab, just like that. You're going to do the same thing on this side. Cut straight up. This is the most important part because this is the part that's going to show when you're building your box. Then miter there, miter there, up to the score mark. Cut this away, and I try to cut the score mark away, but I can tell I didn't, but whatever. And here's another tab, cut that off. And that's what this end should look like. You got 2 tabs here. Now turn it around to the opposite end and do the same. I'm going to sit down so I can actually see this a little bit better. Because standing up it was hard to see. Miter. Miter. Cut. Oh, I hope I don't forget before this video ends that I will share the measurements for the smaller boxes too, what I actually created today. All right, so that y'all can do either one. You could do the big boxes like the collaboration boxes, or these miniature boxes like I'm doing right now. Okay. Throw all that in the trash. We're done with the scoreboard. So let me move that because it's filthy and ugly. But it works wonderful. I love it. That's one of my favorite crafty tools, if you didn't know, is my scoreboard. I love my scoreboard. I love my Big Kick die cutting machine. I don't know what I would do without that. I'm quite fond of my laminator now. But as far as craft tools go, scoreboard and my bone folder. Couldn't live without them. Not in this craft room. Ain't gonna happen. Gotta have them. Alright, put glue on your tabs. I'm just moving right along, not even talking to you, ain't I? I'm sorry. Bring it up, hold it for a second, line it up. You know how to make a box. All right, bring the other side up, line it up, hold it till it catches. And then I lay it up on its side. I know you can't probably see that, but, and then I use my bone folder. All right. Glue on both of those tabs. Do the same thing on this end that you did on the other. Hold it for a second till it catches. Bring the other one up. Do the same thing. And another reason I like reinforcing my boxes with chipboard, like this paper here, is probably 65 pounds, which is not a good weight to use when making a box. Usually I like to use 110 pound, but it's hard to find beautiful colors in 110 pound cardstock. So chipboard is your friend. Okay. All right, then I take my chipboard piece, the long ones, and I do the sides. Just throw some glue on it. Slap it in there. Turn my box up and just pull it up as close to that score line as you can without actually going over it. And then I add my glue on this flap like that. Fold it over the chipboard. And then take your bone folder and work out that glue. It makes such a sturdy box, such a big difference, such a big difference. I love doing this. I like making boxes. I don't know if you guys watched Tammy with Tammy Stampin' Therapy, but earlier when I wasn't in the mood to craft, I saw her put up a tutorial on how to make a box, and it's a beautiful box. So you guys should go over and check out her channel and check out that tutorial. Dang it, I started to put it on the chipboard. Anyway, put some glue here. She makes the best boxes. The woman is just talented. Super duper talented. Anyway, so you flip that over, smooth out the glue with your bone folder. Normally I would take a little bit more time than this, but I'm trying to get through it before it cuts off. All right, you need to test fit your next pieces. Your first two you put on are going to fit. They just are. But then your next two, you're probably going to have to trim off a little bit. And that's what I'm about to do. And you can. That fits now. So put some glue on this. Finish off your box. This is your actual drawer here, by the way. I don't know if I said that, did I? This is the drawer, guys. All right.